After the whistle begins in Tyrone, where this happened. Forest Hills running back number 5, Xander Richardson, starts off this play by doing a dodge and a spin, breaks through some defenders, then he finishes the defense off with a stiff arm, scoring a crucial touchdown in the second quarter, making the score 21-14. Now let's take another look at this play. I mean, just look at the agility, look at the speed. This stiff arm is crazy, but the real question is, will that be enough to stop Tyrone? Hello, I'm Jenna Wisman. We'll have more on that game and several others from around District 6.
And I'm Michael Cerroti. Penn State prepares for a home game against Indiana, where they'll look to bounce back after their loss in Columbus last weekend. We'll preview that and more coming up on After the Whistle. Our game of the week tonight features the Penn Cambria Panthers traveling to Alumni Stadium to take on Bald Eagle. It's the two teams' first meeting since Bald Eagle moved to the Laurel Highlands Conference this year. Both teams came into the matchup 8-1, and the Panthers were on an 8-game winning streak. The fans and band came dressed in their finest Halloween costumes, and they did their best to scare the competition away. But would that work? Bald Eagle started off hot with Carson Nagel throwing a dime to Bo Taylor, who takes it the rest of the way for a 50-yard touchdown. Bald Eagle goes on top first. Then, starting off the second quarter, it's Bald Eagle again. Nagel finds Cahill Burns on the jet sweep. He bursts to the edge for an 8-yard rushing touchdown. Bald Eagle increases the lead to 14-0. 5 minutes later, Nagel hands it off to Cameron Dubbs, who storms in from 15 yards out for the score. The Bald Eagle dominance continues. Now, it's finally time for a Penn Cambria possession. Will they be able to bounce back? Colin Cunningham intercepts the ball and takes it all the way to the house. With that touchdown, the Bald Eagle defense now has more points than all of Penn Cambria combined. Bald Eagle shuts out Penn Cambria, in control the entire game, 46-0. With that win, Bald Eagle improves to 9-1 overall, and Penn Cambria records their second loss on the season. Our Game of the Week reporter Owen Camaros was at Alumni Stadium to witness the action. Owen, what happened tonight?
Michael, it was certainly a high-scoring game with Bald Eagle being in control the whole time. Let's take a look. On paper, this 8-1 matchup looked to be a much more even game, but 7 touchdowns by 7 different players capped off a true team performance for Bald Eagle.
We covered very well on the back end, and it's something that we've been working on all year, trying to mix and match players in the back end. I think they did a great job tonight, and then offensively, we're tough. I mean, we can run the football, we can throw the football.
We have so many playmakers. We're a young team, so I think that's the biggest thing for us is just how many playmakers we have.
With that many players with the ability to make big plays for this team, Coach Nagel says that's what's going to propel Bald Eagle into these playoffs.
The biggest thing is we're home. We got to take care of business because, District 6 AA is a monster. It is top to bottom, 1 through 8. Anybody can win any given night, so we got to be ready to play football next week.
The Bald Eagle defense was suffocating tonight, completely shutting out Penn Cambria's offense heading into the playoffs.
It's huge going into next week, but really we need to get breaking stuff down and get practicing into whoever our opponent is for next week. So this, was a great victory, but it's behind us at this point. We're going to take what we did and we're going to move into next week.
Bald Eagle isn't sure who they play yet, but what they know is the win tonight means that next week's playoff game will be held at home. Some of our viewers may not know that Coach Nagel's son is Bald Eagle's quarterback. We wanted to learn more about that dynamic, so Cassie Villegas went to Bald Eagle Area High School to talk with the father-son duo. We'll have more on that later in the show. But for now, I'm Owen Camaros. Back to you, Jenna.
Thanks, Owen. We move now to the battle of the undefeated as Richland travels to Central. Not only are both teams 9-0, but both teams are ranked in the top 10 at their respective levels. The Central Dragons celebrated senior night on an unseasonably warm night before looking to become the new Laurel Highlands Conference champions. Central starts off strong with a 36-yard gain from Eli Muffler to senior Jack Dunn, the Dragons with an early 7-0 lead. A Richland turnover sets the Dragons up in the red zone. Senior Hunter Smith punches it in from the 1-yard line. A bad snap on the extra point. Smith then throws it to Muffler for the 2-point conversion. Central up 15-0. With 3 seconds left on the clock, Hunter Smith gets his second touchdown of the night with a 23-yard carry. Central with a strong first quarter finish, now up 22-0. Late second quarter now, Eli Muffler finds Jack Dunn again, this time with a 36-yard pass. Central extends their lead over Richland to 36-0 going into the half. The Central Dragons will go on to defeat the Richland Rams 43-15. The Richland Rams scored their first loss of the season, while the Central Dragons are your 2023 Laurel Highlands Conference champions.
Winning streaks and matching records seem to be a common theme. 2 6-3 teams faced off when the Forest Hills Rangers, winners of 4 straight, headed to Tyrone, who had won their last 5 games. As the home Tyrone Eagles break through the banner and take the field, the Forest Hills Rangers await. Less than 4 minutes into the game, Brady Ronan evades the defense to score a 7-yard rushing touchdown for Tyrone. The Eagles strike first to go up 7-0 early. Then, halfway through the first quarter, Brody Custer plunges in for a touchdown to tack 7 more on to Tyrone's lead. The Eagles go up 14-0. As time winds down in the opening quarter, Forest Hills fights back as Mason Papenchak takes a run up the middle and wins the foot race to the end zone to score the first touchdown of the night for the Rangers. The Eagles stay on top 14-7. Then with 1:50 remaining in the second, we go to our play of the week. Xander Richardson spins, jukes, and then a stiff arm. He takes it to the house, 73 yards. Forest Hills takes their first lead of the game at 21-14. They would keep that lead after halftime and go on to take the close win 31-29. Forest Hills improves to 7-3, while Tyrone drops to 6-4.
State College welcomes Chambersburg with both teams desperately in need of a win as playoffs loom. The Trojans have not beat the Little Lions in over 15 years. After the Whistle reporter Annika Wagner spent the night on the sideline, she joins us in State College with more.
Tonight, the State College Little Lions took on the Chambersburg Trojans. State College has a habit of beating Chambersburg, but tonight had people's hearts racing.
And we wish you all the best.
In the first quarter, State College quarterback Eddie Corkery lofts one up to Ty Salazar for a 35-yard touchdown pass. The Little Lions would go up 7-0. They would have a 14-0 lead at the half. Cue the Chambersburg comeback. After scoring in the third, the Trojans come up early in the fourth quarter. Running back Antonio Harrison takes it to the house with an 11-yard touchdown run that ties the game at 14 apiece. In about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, State College looking to take back the lead, it's Owen Yurka to the rescue. He runs in the score to give State College the 7-point lead. Chambersburg would get one more drive with a chance to tie it up again, but this one would be intercepted by Cooper Brushwood. That would seal the deal, and State College wins 21-14, sending the seniors off the home field with a win.
You know, I came out to play. It's our seniors' last game memorial, so play for them. I mean, game didn't go completely how we wanted to, but we'll be back next week, and we'll be back the week after that, and we're coming to play.
I think it just comes with the guys in the locker room. You know, we have a tight group, and we push each other to our limits in practice, and that shows in game.
Tonight ends the regular season, and the playoffs are now beginning. State College will take their bye week next week. It looks like their next challenge will be the District 6 title game. In State College, I'm Annika Wagner for After the Whistle.
Now let's turn to some other scores around District 6. Cumberland Valley beat Altoona 33-20, while Mifflin County defeated Redland by a close score of 22-19.
And North Star won a high-scoring contest over West Branch 49-35. With the regular season coming to a close, more and more teams are playing their final games before playoffs get underway.
Our crew headed over to Bald Eagle on Wednesday to get an inside look on an unexpected dynamic that has propelled the team's success this season. Reporter Cassie Vaselas has the scoop.
Well, Jenna, not only has Bald Eagle been in the spotlight for their incredible football season, but they also have something that most other teams do not have. Let's take a look. The connection between a head coach and their quarterback is crucial for a team's success. For Bald Eagle, that connection runs even deeper beyond the football field.
I think just our bond together, I think that's just the biggest thing. It brings us closer.
You got Doc under.
Since 2021, head coach Jesse Nagel has led the school to 3 straight winning seasons, since his oldest son Carson took over the starting quarterback role. However, Coach Nagel says that his son doesn't get preference over his other kids on the team.
I feel that they're all my kiddos. When it comes to practice time and game time, I look at them all the same.
Win or loss, he still has to balance being a coach and a dad. Jesse will always have his son's back.
Coming into your first game as starting quarterback might be a little bit intimidating. Fortunately for Carson Nagel, he has had his dad on the sidelines, which has helped his confidence throughout the past 3 seasons.
He's always believed in me, and that he always knew that if I just put my mind to something, I could do it. And that, I mean, I was always young and just didn't understand that. So I think him being in my corner all the time, no matter what, good or bad, I think that's definitely going to help.
The father-son bond could give them a slight advantage over their opponents, but the Eagles face a tough challenge against the Penn Cambria Panthers as they make a push towards the postseason. Bald Eagle just took the huge victory over Penn Cambria 46-0. So I guess you could say the father and son chemistry is working just in time as they have the postseason right around the corner. Reporting for After the Whistle, I'm Cassie Vaselis. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Cassie. Jesse and Carson's duo came to life in tonight's game, which really showed in that shutout score against Penn Cambria. Up next, we're going to take a quick preview of Penn State's football game against Indiana tomorrow.
But first, here are some scores from around the PIAA. We'll see you after the break. Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome.
Now let's take a look at how Ohio State was able to outplay the Nittany Lions last weekend at Ohio Stadium. Reporter Mac Young has more.
Penn State went into Columbus with program-changing aspirations. It left with another season-defining loss. Despite plenty of big defensive stands, including a fourth down stop by Zachy Wheatley and Jalen Reed, the Penn State offense could not move the football. Down 13-6 in the fourth quarter, Lions quarterback Drew Aller was unable to complete a pass on fourth down, allowing the Buckeyes to score the finishing blow via superstar receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. The Nittany Lions offense scored just one touchdown in the game, coming in with just 29 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. The offense finished with an astonishing 1 for 16 on third downs. Penn State has now lost 7 straight to Ohio State, and head coach James Franklin is 1-9 all-time against the Buckeyes. The Lions dropped in the latest AP poll from 7 to 10. Now the team is to regroup for Saturday's home game against Indiana, and they still have Michigan looming in less than 3 weeks.
Tomorrow, the Blue and White will take on Indiana at Beaver Stadium. Reporter Destiny Sanchez tells us what to expect.
There was a lot at stake last week for the Nittany Lions. Fans and critics saw the game as the biggest test so far. With struggles on offense, the Lions suffered a tough 20-12 loss at Ohio State. Coach James Franklin said that the biggest issue was on third downs.
We just didn't have enough opportunities. We couldn't get into a flow. Didn't get enough touches for people. When you have the lack of success that we had on third down, it's hard to get anything going.
Franklin also took the ultimate blame for yet another heartbreaking loss to the Buckeyes.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is for me to take responsibility and do everything within my power to get it fixed.
Now they'll try to turn the page and move forward to Indiana tomorrow at home. The Hoosiers are 2-5 on the season.
To focus on the next opponent, learn from it, which we did on Saturday night, which we did on all day Sunday, but then it's time to move on to the next opponent.
Franklin says the team needs to learn from what it went through last week.
There was tough film sessions, tough conversations, a lot of transparency, a lot of honesty, really good discussion from the entire staff.
You can tune into the game tomorrow at noon on Com Radio.
With Halloween on Tuesday, many of our games featured costumes and scary sights. Bald Eagle had the spookiest scenes with the band dressed in various costumes. The halftime show featured these garments rather than their usual attires. Ghosts were an essential part of the production and could be seen throughout the display. The entire crowd got into the Halloween spirit as well, with costumes being seen all around the field. Well, that wraps up our Week 10. Join us next week as our coverage continues from around District 6. I'm Jenna Wisman.
And I'm Michael Cerroti. Thank you for catching up with us on all of the local high school football action right here on After the Whistle.